In the heart of a sun-drenched Kenyan village nestled amongst swaying palm trees, lived two brothers, Kofi and Ayo. Unlike most village children, Kofi and Ayo were tiny. Tiny even for their age. They barely reached past their mother's knees, a constant source of amusement for the taller kids. Now, being small wasn't the problem. The problem was Kofi and Ayo's attitude. They were as stubborn as a pair of donkeys and twice as mischievous. They spent their days causing trouble, their mischievous laughter echoing through the village. Their favorite pastime? Stealing. Mangoes from Mama Aisha's tree, plump ears of corn from Baba Mwangi's field, even the delicious honey cakes Mama Zara left cooling on her windowsill. Nothing was safe from their tiny, sticky fingers. The villagers, initially amused by their antics, soon grew tired. Mama Aisha would chase them with a broom, her kind face etched with worry. Baba Mwangi would shake his head, muttering about troublesome termites. Even gentle Mama Zara, known for her endless patience, had a stern word or two when she caught them pilfering her honey cakes. But Kofi and Ayo, fueled by their stubbornness, wouldn't listen. They scoffed at the villagers' complaints, their tiny chests puffing out with defiance. They even started pulling pranks on the elderly. Poured rainwater into unsuspecting grandmothers' cooking pots, hid walking sticks, and replaced their sweet tobacco with bitter leaves. The once vibrant laughter of the village elders slowly faded, replaced by sighs and grumbles. One scorching afternoon, as the sun beat down mercilessly, Kofi and Ayo spotted Mama Abeni, the village storyteller, hunched over with back pain. They exchanged a mischievous grin. This was their chance for the biggest prank yet. Mama Abeni was known for her collection of colorful pebbles, each one carrying a story within its smooth surface. Kofi and Ayo, fueled by their usual devilish delight, decided to steal them. They snuck up behind her, tiptoeing like tiny mice, and snatched the woven basket filled with pebbles. Mama Abeni, startled by the sudden movement, let out a cry of pain. Her back spasmed, and she crumpled to the ground, tears welling up in her eyes. Kofi and Ayo, their hearts momentarily pricked, watched in stunned silence. Seeing her pain, the villagers rushed to Mama Abeni's side. They gently helped her up and fussed over her, their faces etched with concern. Shame washed over Kofi and Ayo. Their prank, for the first time, felt like a bitter stone in their stomachs. Later that night, as the village fell silent under a blanket of stars, Kofi and Ayo couldn't sleep. The image of Mama Abeni's pained face kept flickering in their minds. The laughter they usually shared was replaced by an uncomfortable silence. "Do you think we were bad?" Kofi mumbled, his voice barely a whisper. Ayo, usually the bolder one, looked down at his tiny hands. "Maybe," he confessed. A wave of guilt washed over them, heavier than anything they'd ever felt. They realized their actions had brought nothing but trouble and sadness to the village they called home. The next morning, under the watchful gaze of the rising sun, Kofi and Ayo took a deep breath. They walked, their tiny legs pumping, to Mama Abeni's hut. Mama Abeni, surprised to see them, opened the door. Her face, however, softened when she saw their tearful eyes and determined expressions. Kofi, who usually did most of the talking, stumbled over his words. "Mama Abeni," he started, we're sorry. We stole your pebbles and made you cry. We were bad." Ayo, tears threatening to spill, added, "We want to make things right. Please forgive us." Mama Abeni, her heart touched by their apology, knelt before them. Her voice, usually filled with stories, was gentle as she spoke. "Everyone makes mistakes, little ones," she said. "What matters is realizing it and trying to fix it." She looked into their eyes, searching for a flicker of sincerity. Seeing their regret, she offered them a warm smile. "But first," she said, her voice twinkling, "where are my stolen pebbles?" Kofi and Ayo, relieved and happy, led her to their hiding spot, a small hollow beneath a mango tree. Mama Abeni retrieved her basket, each pebble glinting in the morning sun like a tiny, captured story. Now, she said, her eyes twinkling, how about you help me sort them and hear the stories they hold? Kofi and Ayo, their faces beaming with a newfound purpose, sat beside Mama Abeni. They spent the morning meticulously sorting the pebbles, their tiny fingers arranging them by color and size. Mama Abeni shared stories with a warmth that filled their hearts. Stories of brave warriors and mischievous rabbits, of wise old elephants and playful monkeys. Each pebble, held in their small hands, became a portal to a different world, a world where their size didn't matter. As the days turned into weeks, Kofi and Ayo became a familiar sight at Mama Abeni's hut. They helped her around the house, fetching water and chopping firewood. They even surprised the village by offering to help with chores, weeding Mama Aisha's garden, chasing away pesky birds from Baba Mwangi's field, and even mixing honey into Mama Zara's cakes, with her permission, of course. The villagers, initially skeptical, were slowly won over by their genuine change. Mama Aisha, her smile returning, gifted them each a juicy mango. Baba Mwangi, a twinkle in his eye, taught them how to climb trees, carefully, of course. Even Mama Zara, her heart warmed by their newfound helpfulness, shared her secret recipe for the most delicious honey cakes in the entire village. One evening, as the villagers gathered around the crackling bonfire, sharing stories and laughter, Mama Abeni called Kofi and Ayo forward. She presented them with each a smooth, polished pebble, different in color but radiating the same warmth. These, my little ones, she said, her voice filled with pride, are your own story pebbles. Every good deed, every act of kindness, will add a sparkle to them. Kofi and Ayo, their hearts brimming with joy, clutched the pebbles tightly. They knew, from that moment on, their size wouldn't define them. It was their actions, their kindness, that truly mattered. From then on, Kofi and Ayo became known not as the mischievous troublemakers, but as the kind ones. They were still small, but their hearts, once filled with mischief, now overflowed with warmth and a desire to help. They learned that true happiness didn't come from stealing and pranks, but from the joy of giving and the warmth of friendship. And so, the two tiny boys, once rejected by their parents, found acceptance and love in the heart of their village. The village, in turn, discovered that true strength doesn't come from size, but from the courage to change and the power of forgiveness. The laughter that once faded returned, a melody woven with kindness and the shared stories of two little boys who learned that even the smallest person can make a big difference.